Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about all who are weak and weary, and I'm going to switch things up a bit today. Let's start with the questions. When you hear bad news, how do you handle it? How about when you hear really, really bad news? Remember, at Connections, we never really judge anybody. So let's think about this for a second. When some folks hear bad news, they turn to things that aren't really good for them. Other people may turn to pharmaceuticals, while others will turn to phoning a friend, or yet others turn to Christ and turn to their faith and prayer. And honestly, most people will turn to more than one of these things, a combination thereof. I know I do. Now, why am I starting off with this? You may ask. That's a really good question, and I think I'll answer that right now. I checked in with a dear friend of mine that I talk to at least a couple times a week. And when I heard from him today, I heard his voice and I knew something was up. So I asked him, what's going on? And he was devastated. And he had told me that he had just spoken with a neighbor of his, a young father, and just found out that their cancer had come back. And it was very aggressive. And, well, let's just say that the prognosis was really not good. My friend was devastated for this young man and this young man's family, knowing that there's a grieving toddler and a grieving young wife, as well as this young man that's going to be having to face, look at this devastating news. We prayed about all of the different ways that we could help and anything that could be done. And that was when my friend had mentioned that this young man, that this young neighbor didn't quite have a relationship with Jesus. I'm going to add another word into this yet. And that's when I started thinking about the Bible verse that one of the Bible verses that we have today in Matthew, where come to me all who are weak and weary, not all who are weak and weary that believe in me. And that's because Jesus never did put any stipulations on the folks that come to him for help. And when Jesus came down to earth, he didn't come down to earth to just save the people that believed in him. He came down to earth to save the world. And until the last moment, anybody who believes in him can make it to heaven. And that's what that second Bible verse we have today is. And my thinking is the most powerful witnesses that we can give on this planet is, as followers in Christ, is to pray for healing and comfort and show love and compassion for anybody that needs it. And yes, pray for anybody who doesn't know Christ to, to find their way to Christ, if it be their will. But even if it's not their will, we still pray for them and pray for comfort and pray for peace in their life, just the same as if it was. And the reason that I say that, and I say that with all my soul and heart, is 40 years ago. I was lost and hurt, and people took the time to pray for me when I needed it, and it made all the difference in the world. And I think that's what we're put on earth to do, is to love one another. God told us to do that. So if you find it in your heart, please reach out. Ask God to help those who are weak and weary. Just like I said, a guy that was lucky enough to have people reach out and do the same for him 40 years ago, and I try to do it for as many people as I can nowadays. The Bible verses today are Matthew 11:25 through 30, and Matthew 20:1 through 16. God bless you. Have a great day.